So now that we have the commands, so let's display them. So let's move back to the command list. So here, so inside template, so let's add the div with the class the flex and flex column, and we need another div with class. Let's give it padding of 3 and border and a border bottom, and that's all. And inside, okay, let's just organize the code before we display the commands. So let's loop through each command using the v4, and we have the commands in the store dot command. So we can access the commands, the property that we have here, using store dot command. And we need to add also the k, and k will be the commands dot id. And here let's add another div with the flex shrink, and let's give it 0. And let's add another span, and let's give it class font weight bold, and inside span we need to display command.user name, user who added the command. So let's see, as you can see, we have here data. So let's add another div. So here we need another div with the class flex and grow and 1. And inside this div we need span. Let's just copy this one to save time and paste it, and span will have text muted. So let's change this one to text muted, not this, but this text muted. And we need command created at, and we have already formatted the date inside the model. So if you forget, it's here. So we have already the date formatted, so we can display it as it is. So if we save and take a look, as you can see, 0 seconds ago. And what else we need? We need to display the command body. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So we have, as I said, the span. Next we need, after the span, we need to display command body. Save, take a look, and as you can see, we have nice post. And what else we need? And I think that's all. I think that we need for the let's use a u tag instead of span, and check not u but I tag. Save, and I think it's better. And here we have nice post, and here we have the user. If you want, you can add here an icon for the user, pass fa user, and save. And we can add also for the time. Here we can put clock, save, and I think it's better. So let's check and see what we have else. So here we have a missing bold, so let's add bold. Let's take a look, and now I think it's better. So let's check and see what else we need to add. So if we have a lot of commands, so let's add another commands. Post, I like it. So let's add it. And now, as you can see, we have the new one. So it's here. Let's add let's add here. So let's give this one, I think we need to give this one a card, class card. So I think it's better. And also we need to add card body. And here we need the card body content. So let's just organize the code, save. I think it's better than before. Also, we need to add where is the, so this div, so this one, let's add the margin bottom of 1 just to have space between commands. So now it's better, and we need to display the commands on the top of the form. So let's move back again to show here, and let's bring this list and use it after div. Save, take a look. Let's refresh and see what we have here. And I think it's better. So here we have the commands, and here we have the form, and we can add also for the command list. So here we can add also margin of 2 just to have space between the card and form. So now I think it's better. So let's check what else we need. So if we have, for example, 100 commands, so we don't need to display 100 commands inside our post show view. So we need to limit the showing or the displayed commands just to 3. And we need to have here another button, which is the load more button. And once the user clicks on the load more button, so we load more commands. So let's do that now. So we can define another property here. So let's add the data and use reactive. And inside here, let's define another property. Let's name it commands to show. And let's give it 3 by default. So we will display only 3 commands by default. And we will use this property here inside the once we get the command. So we will use slice method, which is JavaScript's method, and we give it the start and the end, and the end will be the commands to show, and it will start from 0 and give us only 3 commands. Now if we save, so nothing will change because we have only 2. But if we let's log out and log in with another user. I think that's what is the name of the user that we have, or let's register a new user, because I forgot the users that has been already created. Let's use another, or let's register a new one just to save time. So let's submit. So now I am registered and logged in, as you can see. So if we go back again to the post, so here we have the commands of the other user. Let's add the ours. So let's add the hello there, are you here? Submit. And it's here. Let's add another one. Yes, I like it. It's a nice post. Save or submit, and as you can see now we have only 3. So the old one, which is the 4th one, doesn't appear. So now we need to add a load more button that will upload or will display the other components, other commands, not components. So after the body, so here after this div, so let's add a button and give it the class btn sm and btn link. And let's give it also a margin top of 2. And here let's use load more. Let's save and take a look, and as you can see we have here load more. So now we need to check only if we have more than 3 commands, then we will display this button. So to do that we can use the if directive and use the data commands to show and check if it is less than store dot command. So if it is less than store dot commands dot length, that means that we have more commands. So if we save and take a look, now the button appears because we have more commands to show. And once we click on this button at click, we need to call a function that we will add now, which is load more commands. Now we have function, but we did not define it, so let's define it here. So this is the function, so it will load more commands. And to load more commands we need first to check, as we have done here when we tested here, we need to check first that the data dot command to show is greater than. So let's use the greater than instead of the less. So if it is greater than if it is greater than store.commands.length, which means that here if we have inside commands to show, for example 8, and we have only 3 commands, that means that we have no more commands to show, so we will only return nothing. Else, if for example data.command to show has 5 and here we have 8 commands, that means that we have commands to show, so we will that we have more commands to show, so we will update the data.command to show and we will increment it. Let's use the command to show and we will increment it by 3. We need to add 3 more commands and we save. So let's check now and see what we will get. If we click on load more, as you can see we have the other hidden commands and the button disappears. So if we refresh again, and here we have the commands and we have the load more button. Let's add another one, test command, add it. As you can see it's here. If we click in load on the load button, we have 2 other commands. And if we move to a post that doesn't have commands, so we will have nothing. So we need to check here before we display or we can add, okay, let's add a header for this card just to display how many commands we have. So we can do that by using another component. Let's add another component here and let's close the others that we don't need, files that we don't need. So let's add another component here and let's call it commands count dot view. And here we only, okay, so let's use the view and here we have template and let's use here setup. So not this one, but setup. And here we need only each 4. Let's give it margin top and the bottom of 2. And we display commands. And we add the commands, and commands we can get them from store. So let's import store from here, or let's copy it from here and use it here. Now we have store, and we can use store dot commands dot length to display how many commands we have, and we can use this component. So let's see what we have here. Let's import it here. Can use it inside command list. So let's import the commands. So the command count from so it's inside the same folder, and we can use it inside. Let's add a header to this card. So let's add div with card header, and here we can use the component. So let's copy and paste it here, and we can use it inside this component. So let's save. As you can see, the commands 0 commands, and we can add here bg white and text to the center. Save, and as you can see, commands are 0. And we can do something else. Let's so here we have the commands 0. So for the body, if you want here the body, you can display it only of if the commands, not the commands, but store dot commands are store dot commands dot length is greater than 0, which means that we have commands. So let's take a look. So as you can see, the body disappeared. Now if we add commands and submit, and as you can see, we have 1, and we have the commands here. So if we go again to a post that doesn't have commands, or this one has 3 or has 5 commands, and this one has 1, and okay, let's check a post that doesn't have commands. So here we have also 1. So where is the so let's see this one. So I think this one has nothing. So here we don't have any commands. So now we can add the display or fetch and display commands. So everything is working as expected. Let's check just console if we have any error or anything wrong. So I don't think that there is anything wrong. So everything is working as expected. We can add display and commands, but before we move to the next, which is search functionality, we need to check if the user is logged in. So before we display the add commands, this one, the components, we need to check if the user is logged in. But for the command list, we can keep it as it is, because the user needs to see the commands. And if the user is not logged in, so we add, let's add a link with beta n link, and or let's add here a div with an alert and alert info, and inside the div let's add a link with the beta n link, and let's add the routes. The routes will be login, and we can say to the user log in to add your commands. So save, refresh, so it's refreshing automatically. Let's see, now we are logged in. Let's log out and try to view a post. Let's move down. As you can see, we have 0 commands or we have 5 commands. And to add your commands, you need to be logged in. So that's all for the command system. Now let's move to search functionality, because we did not add search functionality yet, and we will do it also using Vue.js. So let's do that now.